Sandy Valley Honeycomb. My name is Matt. We're located in Hillsboro, Missouri, just outside St. Louis, about 30 minutes south, straight down 55. Just introducing myself in our yard. It's absolutely packed. 65 hives here. Got late season splits and these singles, some strong splits for mating versions coming back. A little chaotic around here. We're having a lot of fun. We got some booming hives still. We gotta break these down into doubles as they're over winter. We got some double screen boards as bottom boards right now. Girls are busy bringing in a lot of pollen. Whites, yellows, oranges. We still have some pollen flow going on here. They are bringing in trickles of nectar, nothing substantial. These are all July, early July splits here on this bottom row, except that last stand there. But they've all grown into double deeps, except for this one here in the middle. And what I did was, this one on the left side was very populous, booming, booming, booming. This one that is now on the right, the single, I just swapped places with it. So they actually boosted their population just from a location swap of 1.5 feet, 2 feet. So major help. They're actually ready for another box now, but I wanted them to fill up that first steady, and it went from 3 frames to 5 frames basically overnight, in a controlled fashion. But yeah, everything's going really well now. So little tips and tricks learned or heard about to try. Let's see some of these. I like to put a stick for orientation, help cut down robbing, close out that entrance just a little bit, give those newer guard bees a chance. All of these splits and all the splits I've done, we do have 3 yards, but with all those splits, you can see, I mean, they're amongst some pretty powerful hives still, and you know, you always have that case of robbing. We do have a lot of Carniolan influence, a few Italian genetics here. They all started on two different queens, 2 different hives. We went from 4 out of winter. We're sitting at 65 now, so just had a ton of fun. Apis Biologics. Pulled splits out of anything in triples you see, anything that's in 4s. Those 2 up there. I'm gonna pull 3 frames of brood out of them. Everything's just, the ladies all our queens are up top for the most part, laying up those top boxes pretty steady. I mean, the average frame, or average amount of brood in those tops is probably, at least 6. Some of them have as many as 8. But they have nice honey bands, and you can tell at any point when this cooler weather does come at some point, she's definitely going to give up space in the backfill. But here's some of our latest splits. These are all going to be overwintered on double screen boards and 10 frame or 5 frame doubles in a 10 frame box. So just a little divider board set in there, and we'll share the heat. And each of these has about 2 brood frames in it. Watch this pollen going in. Chubby checkers. Where they at? As soon as I say something. That's awesome to see on a newer split. You're seeing pollen going in like that. They're sourcing that intentionally for brood production. Meat and potatoes. Stock up the pantry. They're taking advantage of this nicer weather. We do have a cool temperature coming tonight, 49. The reason I say cool is because I have some late virgins going out for their mating flights. Should be seeing evidence of egg laying here within a week or so. Pushing the envelope. This is the last round of grafts. And taking advantage of this pollen flow coming into goldenrod. Hopefully, you can't ever depend on the nectar, but at some point, we just had to facilitate as many queens out of these carniolans that are just textbook. Everything you want to see in a hive when you pop it, they're giving it to you. So, took the best of the best with the lowest mite drop and the biggest honey production and the most gentle. It's 5/5/5 is, you can't have a favorite, but I really like her. Dark queen, very organized. Limited their space. That's a split from late June, early July. And, they didn't accelerate too much, but I never boosted them. It was always a population thing. It was kind of a smaller split. That's why she ended up in a nuke box anyway. And I just never transferred her out. I just kept stacking. Again, we came out of winter with 4. These Hoover hives, I did it for time and money. I've been happy with them so far, unfortunately. They are wax sprayed. I don't know about their dipped. But they've held up pretty good, all the joints, and no complaints with them. The only 2 queens, sorry, I take that back. There's 3 queens on this yard right now that we did not breed ourselves in grafting. It's the 2 with the gray top boxes. Those are both Caucasian from Sue Kobe and Steve Shepard. Very, very good brood stability, or comb stability. Again, these splits we just pulled, they've all been treated. 5 rounds of oxalic acid every 4 days. Well, a little too warm for Apigard, I felt like, so we went to the total use of OAV and just put it to them and really just pounded the mites. So it's obviously only ferretics. What mites are on the bee themselves, but the drops, the first had the biggest drop on every colony naturally, and then from them was very successive, waiting for any of that cat brood that would have been on the first round to have emerged. And we actually hit them. We started hitting them when they were, I don't want to say broodless, and they don't ever go broodless in the summer, but there was very little brood. They were just, I don't know if they just plateaued or hit that plateau and started coming back down on numbers, but it was right about that turn when you start seeing some dead bees outside your colony from that summer honey flow turnover, and they just worked themselves to death, unfortunately. But right when that turn of bees occurred, is when I started blasting them hard, and they brooded back heavy. I'm saying the average is 6 to 8 frames probably in those top boxes. Again, some late mating splits, pushing the envelope. These carniolan queens are textbook. So if I have the ability and the resources to do it. Delegation of activity here. I see some guard bees at the entrance there. Everyone's kissing before they enter, so every bee's getting checked. Always worries you though on these smaller nukes, especially in a busy yard. They're kind of spread in through the tree line here. There's another one up there by that tank. And another one up there by the deck there, the honeycomb. So you do have a hive up there. Power company had us extract that bee tree because they were getting stung and fell and knocked over a power line, so we had to do our magic. So that's where they lay. Just sprayed for better orientation. Use a double bubble and that Reflectix on the inside is the inner cover, and then also get 2 sheets cut to fit around these jars. And they have better fitting sleeves, but I found it's important to get all the sunlight off of it. You know, these socks, it's called, it kind of reminds me of a golf sock or a club, but they just sit right over that mason jar, keeps it completely out of the sun. You're using your scraps, and really seems to help the situation. So I feel like anything you can do help those members, help keep the temperature, the sun and the coolness coming at night here. 49, 50. These hives have really quieted down here in the last few weeks. This kind of activity you almost have to get used to, because this is about half throttle at best. Take it with the seasons, but this is one of these 2 hives here really started us off. The one on the far right, the one on the left. Original queens are actually, they're down there. Making their new hives, but these were all splits and continued to be brood factories for us. So we grew all the way to 65 from these 2 hives initially. They're busy. Drying down some nectar, it looks like. Trying to make use of the sun and the heat. But that's what we got. Again, my name is Matt with Sandy Valley Honey Company. Just wanted to introduce ourselves. And we love everything about bees. We're hooked. Kind of looks like little bits of honeybees over here, but you guys get out there and enjoy them. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.